say hello to our new shop dog. She is me and Alyssa's dog, and she's gonna keep me some company while we're working on the car today. So as most of you know, I just got back from a super fat road trip to Maryland. The BRZ took a little bit of a beating, which if you guys saw the last vlog, you guys know that the brakes and the rotors are completely warped, completely shot. That's no fun. So yeah, they don't sound good, but that leads us to today's video. It gives me a great excuse to make a video on the $100 Brembo calipers, because the first video I made of these on my car right now, I didn't do such a great job explaining everything, or kind of like breaking down the part list, the instructions, the information, all that good stuff. So today I figured I'd take the chance while I'm changing out my rotors, pads, and calipers to explain everything in one nice, concise video. So some of you may be asking, if I already have the calipers on my car, why did I buy another caliper? So when I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the brakes, like why it was rattling like that, one of my theories was that maybe the brakes needed to be bleeded. It wasn't getting a consistent amount of pressure. So me and my buddy William bled the brakes. We ended up snapping the bleeder screw right off the caliper, which is this piece right here. When I went to the shop to get a quote on basically getting that fixed or replaced, the quote costed more than the caliper itself. So I guess there's some perks to getting these $100 calipers. They're very cheap. They're obviously very high quality because they are Cadillac Brembos, and they're very easy to obtain, unlike most of the BRZ Brembo kits, or like even the OEM swap, which would run you around $1 to $2 grand, I think. So I figured I'd take this opportunity to just take off both calipers and replace the rotors and pads and show you guys what goes into the ATS Cadillac Brembo brake swap for the first gen or the second gen BRZ. They're both compatible with this kit. However, the second gen BRZ and GR86 are going to need a little bit of shaving on the knuckle. Luckily, I have the second gen, so I'll be able to show you guys what I'm talking about. But you first gen guys should be able to just bolt right on and work pretty smoothly. So let's go ahead and lift the car up, and then we'll talk about what parts you guys need for this swap. I feel like I always show you guys a view of lifting it from the front, so I figured I'd show you guys a view from the back. That didn't sound right. Okay, damn, I gotta crisscross to get to y'all's level. So, the things you guys are going to need to be doing the Cadillac ATS brake swap on your BRZ is one, obviously, our $100 ATS caliper. These will run you around $100, like the title says, but that is per caliper. So you are going to need two of these, obviously, driver's side and passenger side. I will have links to everything in the description, so don't worry about that. And then you have your brake pads, which I believe are about $50. I don't think it's that much. You're going to need the Brembo ATS caliper pin kit here. This is the box. Again, I'll leave the link in the bio. This is going to hold your pads into your caliper, and you are obviously going to need two rotors, your driver and passenger side rotor. I went with the Brembo smooth rotor. I didn't go with drilled or slotted or anything this time, because for a car that's just on the street, I'd much prefer to go with the smooth. But I will also put links in the description for the drilled rotors, what I had on this car before and ended up warping, which I still don't know how I did. With all that, the last thing you guys are going to need is the CTS-V conversion bracket, I believe it's called. And yeah, that's all there is to it. This whole thing should cost you around $500, $600. I believe that's the cheapest big brake kit conversion on the market for the front end of this car. It's either that or you go Willwood or the OEM Brembos, and I mean, you're already looking at much more expensive setups, and then you can go even higher with like Stop Tech or Endless, or be crazy like my buddy Patty and put that expensive shit on there. But for us budget boys, I'm gonna go with this ATS brake calipers and walk you guys through the installation. So honestly, it's pretty self-explanatory, especially if you guys have a first gen FRS BRZ GT86. So let's get cracking. Alright, so here's my current setup right here. As I mentioned to you guys earlier, I'm not the most mechanically inclined. You guys can see where the bleeder screw actually broke off when we over torqued it. And you can also see my super warped rotors and my pads that are all messed up because of it now. And then once we get this caliper off and this rotor, you guys will see the CTS-V bracket. A quick run through of basically what you're gonna wanna do to get to this point. I believe it's just gonna be like changing your brake pads. You're gonna take off your stock caliper cover, and then you take off your stock caliper bracket with the 2 bolts. That'll come off. Then the rotor should just come off. You're gonna need to take off your brake dust shield for these big rotors, or you can trim it. I just left it without it because it's not that big of a deal to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart so I can show you guys what goes on behind this setup. So I'm figuring this out as I go, part of the game. So it would appear that we have the wrong-sided caliper here. So this is considered the passenger caliper on a Cadillac ATS because it goes like this, where the bleeder screw would be on top. But obviously the Subaru caliper goes up here, so if we were to put this here, the bleeder screw is on the bottom, which means that this needs to be on the driver's side for a Subaru and the passenger side on a Cadillac. But since we're doing a Subaru swap, it would appear we have the driver's side caliper and not the passenger side caliper like the one we have here. So I just went ahead and ordered a driver's side caliper for a Cadillac, which would translate to the passenger side caliper for the BRZ. Yeah, so now that you have your CTS-V spacer on, and then your bracket that's going to attach by this 1 bolt down here, which for you first gen guys is literally just going to line right up. And then for you second gen guys, you're either going to need to shave this or just change out this whole knuckle with a first gen, which I would imagine is a bitch, but I already had this shaved, so save me some time. Once you have these 2 on, you just slide the new rotor on, which we're going to go ahead and do right now. Just like this. There you go. Let's take the caliper off, slide it on top of the arm again. There you go. Take this off. Alright, we will cut this to the day so I get the new caliper so that I can just throw them on and show you guys how it looks. I'm kind of glad that another caliper came in because I can show you guys that I bought these calipers for around 100 bucks and it came in literally 2 days. Our Cadillac Brembos, that's super sick. I've decided I'm just gonna run the Brembos how they come, like this with the Cadillac on there. I feel like this is pretty cool to run the word Cadillac on there. I'm sure we will be taking these off again to powder coat them in the future, especially around SEMA time, but for now, I really want to throw these on the car, kind of see how they look. They're a lot more subtle than my neon green ones right now. And I think this will actually match what I have planned for the car coming up pretty soon. Alright, now that we have our new calipers, it's time to change this old one out. Let's take our old caliper, go ahead and remove this bolt here, bolting the cable to the caliper here. Bring that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and slide it over the rotor. This is not the right caliper. This is not the right road. This is not the right caliper. That's very interesting. Oh wait, it is. Okay. Oh my god, you guys don't even know. Now that we got the caliper on, literally those 2 bolts on the back, and our brake line installed, kind of want to keep things kind of clean. I'm going to wipe this up in a bit here. It's scraping a little bit. Once it's in place, it won't do that. So next up is the brake pads. That's very fancy. I've never done this before, so I'm not really exactly sure what I'm doing. Clearly, you're gonna want the pad side to touch the rotor, and you're gonna want the pin side to be on the top. I do not think it matters which side is which. So we're gonna go ahead and slide these in, just like little shotgun shells. Then you got this one to slide in. So taking a look at what they did on the yellow Brembo caliper here, the bracket goes on top, and then the pins kind of slide in from the back end back here to the front through the metal tabs. So I was able to salvage the pin kit from my previous Brembo setup, but as you guys see, once you get your bracket in here, there you go, then you're going to want to hammer that in towards the back. Alright, I went ahead and and ran to AutoZone. Got some .4 brake fluid and some oil because I also need to change the oil. And I also went ahead and torqued both calipers to 80 pounds. That's what they were saying the torque spec on the calipers are. So those should be pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and top off the brake fluid since I already had .4 in there. But if you guys are switching from stock to the Brembos, you're gonna wanna drain that whole system out and fill it up with .4. There's a lot of videos out there on how to do that. I'm just gonna top this off and bleed the brakes. Alright, I tidied everything up. I cleaned it up one more time, made sure everything was tight, bled the brakes to where all the air came out. I topped off the brake fluid. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I was kind of just using my common sense through this whole process, so if I did something wrong, then it would make sense, but I think I did it. I mean, everything seems fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put the wheels on the car so these rotors can hug up nicely, and then bolt it on and go for a very slow, safe test drive. Oh, it probably is important to mention that you're gonna need a wheel that can fit this big of a caliper. My wheel specs are 18 by 9.5 plus a 38 offset. That plus 38 is what really makes it. So if you guys have any aftermarket wheels that are, you know, wider with a higher offset, you should be fine. Stock wheels definitely won't cut it. Fix one car and the other car is starting to have a new problem. Alright, it's about an hour later because I took the car for a test drive and the brakes sunk straight to the ground. I was absolutely bamboozled, and I immediately reached out to my friend Jason Ryan, who told me basically you have to bleed all the brakes, which makes sense. I'm pretty dumb. Like I said, I haven't watched any videos or really looked up on how to do this. I was kind of just going off common sense and natural instinct, and I mean, we made it kind of far. So the only thing I missed basically for when you guys do it is to bleed all 4 brakes, with starting with the right rear, then the left rear, then the front right, then the front left. It's not too bad. I bled all 4 and the car seems really good. The brakes, literally, you guys saw me take it straight out of the box, put it on the car, and they work perfectly. Rotors, pads, pins, everything looks good. Drove the car, it feels freaking amazing. The braking power is way better than stock. I've already known what it feels like with the Brembos because I had it upset before. And what's really cool about it is, like, when one breaks, like mine did, the bleeder screw off mine, and they're trying to charge me $300, $400 to fix that. All I have to do is buy new calipers, which is only like $100 a piece. So like, this was way more of a deal, and now I have 2 sets of calipers. Probably gonna sell the other one. With the broken screw, it's probably not worth much, but I'm just gonna list it in my area. I feel freaking amazing. Like, out of all the cars I've ever owned and out of all the things I've ever done to a car, I've never had to bleed brakes, and that's like the #1 thing that I'm like scared of doing. But I did it anyway today, and I actually did it well, apparently, because car's running good, and I finally have the BRZ back. I've been driving the 350Z for like 4 or 5 days now because I just was waiting on the new caliper to come in, and I just haven't had time with how much work I've been doing. But yeah, wait 1 second guys before you stop watching. Got a surprise for y'all. Some of you guys asked for me why I haven't done these in a while. Let's go ahead and do one right now while my hands are all dirty, whatever. Just kidding, I kind of cleaned them, so if there's like a super rare card in here, we'll be okay. This time I'm gonna actually open it in front of the camera. My gimbal's dead. I guess I took too long today on my install. I believe we take out this back card, and then it's 1, 2, 3, and the 1, 2 is the rare or something, I think. Some sort of trainer card, no idea. Some sort of trainer card again. No idea what the heck this is. It's a bird. I can't read the names this time. Bronze, bronzer, ruffle, ooh, pufferfish, bird, pufferfish again, and our rare is going, nope, that's our hollow. Here's our rare. Oh shit. Oh my shit face. Oh my god, I should not be touching this. My hands are filthy. What is this? I don't know what this is. It's a full card holographic. It looks like, yeah, it has that scratchy texture to it. This is definitely a rare one. That's pretty cool. Oh, you know what I should do? I should start just packing these cards in the in all the risen orders, just like random cards, and if you get like the super cool ones, then you're lucky. That's a good idea. Since I keep opening these packs at the end of the videos, I'm gonna start putting them in the packages, even the rare ones. This is cool. I mean, I don't know much about it, but somebody out there might enjoy it more than I do. I definitely enjoy doing that. It's just, I don't know, it's just a nice little thing to do at the end of the videos. But BRZ's done. I get to take this bad boy home, have some fun. The channel has been doing really good. I have a lot of big plans coming up to really get us to that 10,000. And then don't forget, I've actually decided I'm going to try and push to get Anovia to work with me to basically give away a set of wheels at 10,000 subscribers. Not the one that you guys see on my car, because I ended up using those as drift spares, but I want to get a giveaway set that works for anybody that's watching. So like any wheel spec, any design they want on the Anovia website. And if I can't work with them, I'll just buy it for you guys, because I really want to give back to you guys for making this a career for me. And like we said, that 10,000 subscriber mark is kind of the sweet spot for that. So I'm gonna end this video here before this video gets too long. I'm super happy I have the BRZ back. I need to go home and eat. I'm starving. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys learned something useful about the brakes, or were just entertained by watching me experiment, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to never stop dreaming.